gentlemen, another action-packed, exciting hour of Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Wrestling the way it used to be and the way you like it. Well, fans, this week we got a great hour in store for you. You're going to see the Armstrongs in action as well as the Bruise Brothers. Also, we're going to hear from the Rock and Roll, the Heavenly Bodies, Jim Cornette, and also Bullet Bob Armstrong, the General himself. In our bounty match today, Tracy Smothers will take on Abdul Hassan. That's Ron Wright's fine to take the bounty on Tracy Smothers. And then down and dirty, we're going to call in my partner, Dutch Mantell here. And fans, I didn't believe it. Here he is, Dr. Dutch Mantell. What about down and dirty?
Thank you very much. I told everybody I was a doctor. I have the cap and gown. I have a diploma to prove it. Now, everybody, I want you to refer to me as Dr. Mantell, the professor of philosophy. Now, my special guest today on Down and Dirty with Dutch will be the suicide blonde Chris Candido, making his first appearance on Down and Dirty with Dutch. And we're going to be discussing the discriminatory practices of Smoky Mountain Wrestling as it regards the WWA title.
All right, and what about our match, you know, we're going to draw for our champion, beat the champion match?
I shouldn't be doing this. I'm a doctor, but I'm going to draw a name out of the hat. Our challenger today, beat the champ for Brian Lee, none other than Robbie Eagle right here today against Brian Lee, a beat the champ match right here.
All right, fans, it's going to be a great one. Stay right with us. Let's go to the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a tag team match. Introducing first, already in the ring, a total combined weight of 456 pounds, Jeff Daniels and Nature Boy, Paul Lee. And their opponents, at a total combined weight of 465 pounds from Marietta, Georgia, Scott and Steve Armstrong.
Yeah, we're fighting for a purpose. It's what we feel is right. You know it's not just our business, but it's a way of life.
Cornette's been doing everything he can to stick his nose in it, right?
Absolutely.
Well, you know, and after this match, too, we're going to hear the news from Bullet Bob on his return to Smoky Mountain Wrestling and when that's going to be taking place.
Okay, we got a sort of like a preponderance of tag teams now in Smoky Mountain Wrestling with the Rock and Roll Express and the Armstrong in Smoky Mountain Wrestling. And today,
there's a difference. Now, let me interrupt you here a second. There's a difference. The Armstrongs are on a mission. They're on a very definite mission.
Well, the mission they may be on, whether they can accomplish it or not, of course, a different story. Now, the tag team, I think I would really keep my eye on right now. The addition of Cornette's mystery team, the Bruise Brothers we're gonna see a little bit later how viciously they attacked the Rock and Roll Express in Paintsville, Kentucky a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
A vicious, brutal attack.
Dutch, I've seen them, and they're huge. They're tremendous. Right now, in the ring, we've got Just Daniels and Steve Armstrong. And Steve backed into the corner. Daniels landed a couple of good left hands. Going to bring him out across the ring. And it's Daniels who comes out of the corner, high in the air with a nice toss. Quick arm drag and a takedown now by Armstrong. We talked about this team being on a mission, and of course, Bullet Bob, he's the number one. He's the general of this Armstrong family, and I'm anxious to find out about his return to Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
Well, let me say this. Anytime a man, Bob Armstrong is well known. Now, he's in great shape, but he has grown sons, and everybody knows when you get older, it takes longer and longer for injuries to heal. I think he's taking a serious risk stepping back into the ring against Cornette, and his boys are even trying to consider coming back to wrestling, because let's remember he had a broken sternum, a couple of broken ribs, and a fractured wrist in that last encounter. Now, I know all that's on his mind, and of course, I've said this before about the Armstrongs. They're working on adrenaline right now. But sometimes when you let that adrenaline run wild, it overcomes your common sense, and you can pay for it.
All right, Nature Boy Paul Lee.
Did that make sense?
That makes sense to
Thank
me,
you,
Doug.
thank you. I'm a doctor, you know.
Tremendous
Tag back to Scott.
clothesline, and they're gonna get a double team on him right here after that tag. Here's Scott. Gets a little extra leverage off of the ropes.
Oh,
Steve's going to add the power to it.
well, give Steve Armstrong an assist on that one, dropping Scott full body weight across Paul Lee. Another drop by Scott.
Well, and Lee in trouble now as he's back to the corner. Here comes Scott, going to whip him with the Irish whip. Oh, neck breaker.
Very
he
good.
Came out of the corner and got
very
him quickly in that neck breaker, Dutch.
Absolutely, Bob. A very good offensive move. Actually, a defensive move. He turned it into an offensive move on Scott Armstrong. Now a little double team from Daniels and Lee. Now, see,
You're talking about them. You're talking about the Armstrongs wrestling on adrenaline, Dutch. Tell me about it. I'd like to find out some more about what you think about that. And of course, that could have an adverse effect on you, Dutch.
Well, when you work on adrenaline, sometimes you've got to watch what you're doing. All right, tag back to Steve. Now both men in the ring. A shot to Lee, a shot to Daniels. They're gearing up for the heavenly bodies. This is just a tune-up match, they think, but if you work on adrenaline, Bob, sometimes you live by the sword. Shall ye also die by the sword?
All right, the Armstrongs, all four men in the ring right now. There goes Nature Boy Paul Lee under the ropes, out of the ring, off of the apron, and here's Daniels, lifted high in the air. This could put him away right here.
This is it
Steve
right here.
Armstrong on the top rope.
He's on the top and a booming drop kick. Scott on top.
And the leg hook, and there it was, Dutch.
And a real good win here for the Armstrongs. They're anticipating the return of their father, Bob, in the next couple of weeks. And I'm saying Armstrong's army is on its way. That's what they're saying. But as we clear the ring, let's go right now to Bob Armstrong standing by with, Bob Caudle standing by with Scott and Steve Armstrong.
Well, we talked about these young men, the Armstrong and the Armstrong family being on a mission. We're going to find out more about that from these two, Steve and Scott, in just a moment. But right now, let's hear from the general, Bullet Bob Armstrong himself. Let's see what he has to say.
Cornette, in just a little while, I'm going to replace this deer's head with 2 sticks tied to your ears, and your head will be in his place. I heard about the raw deal Scott and Steve got this past week on TV. You're always interfering. You'll never learn, but a lesson's coming your way, brother. It's going to come July the 4th weekend because I'm going to be able to sit ringside and look you dead in the face. And I want you to look at dedication, deadliness, and disaster, brother, because you're going to learn this lesson well. You're going to learn it hard because you finally wrote a check that even your mama can't cash. So I'll be there in full force. Now, I'm not ready to wrestle full time yet, but this letter right here says my doctor will release me within the next 2 weeks. I'm not as fast as I used to be, but even if I'm half-assed, I can take care of you, big boy.
He's anxious to be back, and I know you guys, Scott, are really anxious for him to be here also. And Jim Cornette, he better be watching out.
You know, Jim Cornette, we want you to know one thing, brother. This comes from Scott and Steve Armstrong, Cornette. So take a big fat donut out of your mouth and listen up to the television set. What you need to know, that's right, you hear these Smoky Mountain wrestling fans? They know what I'm talking about. But you need to know one thing, brother. It's just a matter of 2 more weeks. So if you want to do something fun, you better go to Six Flags. If you want to do something else, you better go on and do it, brother. Because in 2 weeks, the first weekend of July, brother, that's when the Bullet makes his return to Smoky Mountain Wrestling, Bob Caudle. I'll tell you something right now, too. Jim Cornette, I've seen some T-shirts out here, and I'm going to have to get me one. It's got a picture of a big old pig, and it looks just like what I imagine your mama looks like. And I can imagine just how she called you for dinner. She said, "Sweet, you fat tub of guts, 2 more weeks, and we're going to get you."
All right, fans, we're going to be back. We'll have more right after we take this time out.
If you'd like to raise money for your school, club, or civic organization, and you'd like to see the excitement of Smoky Mountain Wrestling live in your hometown, this message is for you. High school and college athletic departments, sports teams, police and fire departments, JCs, civic groups, or any group wishing to raise money can bring the stars of Smoky Mountain Wrestling to town for a night of action and receive a portion of the receipt. Write to us or call Sandy Scott at 703-989-6819. Smoky Mountain Wrestling and your civic group, an unbeatable tag team.
Well, we just heard, of course, from the Armstrongs, and here's Jim Cornette and the Heavenly Bodies. But before we hear from Jim Cornette, let's go back to some action and what happened last week between the Armstrongs and the Heavenly Bodies. Let's watch it right here.
I want to see that myself.
moved on that, but he had the presence of mind to get out of the way of the driving elbow from the good doctor. He needs to make a tag to Del Rey. He does.
Here comes Del Rey quickly in now. Did he cut him off? Nope, he missed it.
And a tag to the fresh man, Steve. Steve-O, Del Rey, back to Pritchard, back to Del Rey.
Well, he tried to cut him off, Dutch, and he missed it. He wasn't there in time.
Boy, he
is
is
tagging. Is he cleaning house now? We got all 4 of them in.
He's hammering him now. Both Pritchard and Del Rey getting hammered. Wait a minute. Steve Armstrong over the top rope.
Scott now and the referee trying to get them apart over in the corner. They got Scott double teamed in the corner now.
The referee almost getting nailed there.
Well, everything is sort of broken down here, Dutch.
Both men on Scott Armstrong. Steve, a little congratulations there from Pritchard and Del Rey.
Through the legs, he's going to make a tag. Here they come.
Oh, a double cross body block.
Well, it was not a tag, but he came in with that double cross body over that top rope anyway.
And the referee putting Scott out of the ring, looks like. Oh.
Cornette from outside with a tennis racket. Right on the button.
And a win for the Heavenly Bodies right here with an assist to Cornette. Give an assist to Jim Cornette.
I'm sure you must have heard that Bully Bob himself, the general, is only just a couple of weeks away.
You know what, Tom? I got to say, that is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life, the way that you guys, fair and square, beat the Armstrong boy.
I think so, too, and if there was ever anybody's doubt in anybody's mind that my cousin could wrestle or fight, erase it from your mind right now. And I want to ask you guys something. And I want every fat redneck who's sitting there with his girlfriend or wife or daughter sitting on the couch right now next to you, man. And this is for you, Scott and Steve Armstrong, too. I want to ask you guys something. I mean, who can really say without a doubt what goes on when the lights go out? And who pulls in when you pull out? Because you're looking at the perfect climb right here. And my cousin Jimmy, for being a rookie 4 years in the making, you are tremendous. I'm happy to have you here on the Heavenly Bodies.
That's exactly right. Now let me just explain something right now. First of all, in just a couple of seconds, you're going to see the Bruise Brothers make their debut on TV. The most awesome, dominating force in professional wrestling is fixed to hit that ring. As for the Armstrongs, Scott and Steve Armstrong, whether it's tonight in Johnson City at Freedom Hall or anywhere across the Smoky Mountain area, brother, you are in for the fight of your stinking redneck lives. Now, I heard them talking about the Armstrong family tradition. Well, the Armstrong family tradition is alcoholism and unemployment, and it's fixing to be defeat as well. And then Bullet Bob Armstrong says he's coming back in a couple of weeks, going to be at ringside, just to make sure that I don't interfere in the matches. Well, I got news for you. Those two little pencil-neck sons of yours, I don't need to interfere for my boys to beat them. But Bullet Bob, you're coming back just a little bit too soon. Just a little bit ahead of your doctor's advice. And I'm going to say this to you. What's been hurt once, brother, can be hurt again and hurt worse. Because I'm not stupid enough, and neither are they, to let you come back and get back in wrestling shape. Because I know what that'll mean, and we will avoid that at all costs. And one more thing about Bullet Bob Armstrong. Next time, Armstrong, that you meet my tennis racket, it ain't just ribs I'm going after, and that goes for every single one of you rednecks in this audience, because I will, at any given moment, pop anybody in the head, and that's been proven on many occasions. I'm out of here.
Jim Cornette and the Heavenly Bodies. Let's go to the ring.
Wrestling fans, Smoky Mountain Wrestling will be coming to Fleming, Neon, Kentucky at the Roy T. Reeser Gym or the football field, rain or shine, on Friday, July the 9th at 8 p.m. with the Summer Blast 93 Tour. Council, Virginia, Council High School, Smoky Mountain Wrestling coming there on Monday, June the 28th at 7 p.m. 10 matches and all seats only $6 in Council. Feds Creek, Kentucky at the Feds Creek High School, Friday, June the 25th at 8 p.m. Barberville, Kentucky, Smoky Mountain Wrestling returning to the Knox Central High School Saturday, July the 3rd at 8 p.m. with a triple tag team night. Bullet Bob Armstrong will be in Barberville. Hazard, Kentucky, this Thursday, June the 24th, 7:30 p.m. It's a one-night tournament for the King of Kentucky title at the Memorial Gym. Tracy Smothers, Chris Candido, Bobby Blaze, Tim Horner, the Dirty White Boy, Killer Kyle, Jimmy Golden, and primetime Brian Lee, all vying for the King of Kentucky title in Hazard. Here's White Lightning and Tim Horner. He's in line for that King of Kentucky title.
That's right, King of Kentucky. That means 8 guys going to be in there. It's going to be a long night for somebody because whoever wins is going to have to go 3 times. Well, I'm ready, willing, and able to go the distance. Now, like I said earlier, I'm not from Kentucky, I'm from Tennessee, but I'd be proud to be the king of Kentucky.
Smoky Mountain Wrestling in Hazard, the Heavenly Bodies against Scott and Steve, the Armstrong brothers at Memorial Gym.
That's right. Hazard, Kentucky is the place of a great beating. A great war is going to take place right there, and it's this Thursday night. How far do you people have to drive to see some good live entertainment? Well, this kind of entertainment is not for the meek at heart. And as a matter of fact, we're going to give it an R rating. If you don't like your kids to see violence, you may not better bring them, because Cornette, when you crucified the Bullet Bob Armstrong up on a cage and broke his wrist, bruised his sternum, hit him in the groin 3 times, brother, you drew first blood. And we're going to claim the second right there in Hazard.
Hazard, Kentucky. Just like my brother said, you've turned this into a family thing, Cornette. You got Tom Pritchard, got his cousin Jimmy Del Rey, Gigolo Jimmy, they call him, the Toothless Wonder.
Bring him on, too.
Jimmy Del Gay or Jimmy Del Rey, you gonna get it, brother, in Hazard.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next match features a tag team match. First of all, introducing total combined weight of 445 pounds, Chris Comet and Larry Santo.
Oh, now then, ladies and gentlemen, what you're about to see are the victors, and these two right here are the victims. Enjoy your part at being dinner for the baddest team in the world. They're both 6'8". They weigh a combined 610 pounds. They are mad, bad, and dangerous to know. Let's hit that music for Ron and Don, the Bruise Brothers. Get out of here while you can.
Anxious to look at these two. I understand well, we've seen them. They are huge. They're big. We understand also that they're wild, rough, and tough. That there's not going to be anything around that's going to be able to control them.
Well, this is our first look at the Bruise Brothers, 6'8", in the vicinity of 300 pounds, brought in expressly for the purpose of Jim Cornette taking care of the Rock and Roll Express.
Well, and Jim Cornette's going to come over here with us now, too, right here at our desk. We're going to give Jim a microphone to get some input from him about this new tag.
Hey, watch this Chris Comet. He looks like a comet.
He threw him almost across the ring.
He
Just
looks
how
like a
powerful are
comet,
these
brother.
guys?
He looks like a meteor. Let me just say this. I've been involved with every great tag team in the wrestling business for the last 10 years. I've seen the Road Warriors come to the ring. I've seen the fear in people's eyes. And it's nothing. It's nothing compared to the fear that I see in the eyes of the men who face the Bruise Brothers, Ron and Don. They're 6'8", 610 pounds. They're bigger, they're meaner, they're stronger, they're more devastating than the Rock and Roll Express have ever dreamed of. Hey, look at this kid right here. Hey, boy, you want to say anything to your family at home, huh? You want to say anything to your family at home? You think they're enjoying seeing you on TV right now? Get him out of here. He's worthless.
He's going to just lift him up on his shoulders like a sack of grain and carry him back to the ring. Is there any doubt that we're going to put an end to the rock and roll for you?
There ain't any doubt in my mind, brother. That's exactly why they're here. You know, I think that guy's family probably be real proud of him. He's making such a great showing. Let me just say this. They're mad, bad, and dangerous to know. Like I said, they are without doubt the most physically intimidating combination in the history of professional wrestling, and I've got them. They don't care about the tag team titles. They just want to get the team, and I'm the one that's paying them. They're going to take those belts from the Rock and Roll Express and deliver them right to me so that I can hand them right over to the Heavenly Bodies, and then once we take care of the Armstrong, then nobody's going to be able to stop us. And that's how they're tearing the whole place up. As for Bullet Bob Armstrong, sure, he was a Marine. Sure, he was a fireman. Sure, he's been a wrestler for 25 years. You think that matters to them? Brother, they will chew you up and spit you out and leave no meat on your stinking bones, Bullet Bob Armstrong, because they're just that kind of guys. And the more I pay them, the meaner they get. And with them beside me, and the Heavenly Bodies, and Killer Kyle, there's no way the Armstrongs can stop me. There's no way the Rock and Roll Express can stop me. There's no way that anybody can stop me, brother.
I got to say that you may have the Rock and Roll and you may have the Armstrongs together. When you talk about all of the ones that you're going to put together, they may come at you in tandem.
Oh, yeah, Armstrong's Army. I've heard all about it. Look at that one guy crawling. He's crawling on his belly, on his hands and knees, trying to get
But
back
he's
to the
not crawling
ring.
away from the ring. He's crawling back to it.
That's because he's so dazed he don't know where he's at. Armstrong's Army, they're ready for war. The general is coming back in 2 weeks. I've heard the stories. I've heard the brags. I've heard the boasts. But I'm going to state the stone cold facts right now. With the beef I got on my side, with the humanity I got on my side, there's no way on earth that anybody can stop Jim Cornette from ruling Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
They're awesome, fans. There's no doubt about it. When you look at the size of them, as Jim said, about 6'8", a combined weight of about 610 pounds. Not only they're big, but look how strong and powerful they are.
You think they could have won this match by now? You think they could have won this by now?
They could have won this match in about the first 30 or 40 seconds. Why didn't they?
Because I told them not to end this match until I say. And I'm fixing to say right now, I think it's time that we finish with this garbage. We showed the Rock and Roll Express what we're all about, and the rest of these redneck fans of Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
All right, fans, and that's the story from Jim Cornette. And Dutch, you got to admit, Jim Cornette has really come up with a couple of gems.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, these guys here, Ron and Don Harris, identical twins, the Bruise Brothers, rough, tough guys, mad, bad, and dangerous men. Chris Comet over the top rope now, and I can't tell them apart. I can't. These identical twins and big identical, can't tell them apart. They have mopped the floor with Larry Santos and Chris Comet. Referee Flash Morris, of course, ringing the bell. Nothing left for him to do.
Ring the bell, it's all over, stop it. These guys are all over the arena here fighting, stomping, and kicking in and out of the ring. It doesn't matter to them. And they're even into the fan area. And you can't get them stopped, Dutch. Trying to get some order restored.
Did Larry Santos get nailed with that tennis racket by Cornette? Okay, as soon as we get some order restored here, we're going to be standing by as soon as we can get this cleared out here. The Bruise Brothers don't seem to be anxious to leave the ring area. Cornette now calling them back in the ring. We've got an interview coming up with Ron Wright and a new man he's brought into Smoky Mountain Wrestling. As soon as we can get this
Ladies
cleared.
and gentlemen, the winners of the match, as of the result of a disqualification, Chris Comet and Larry Santos.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go right now to Bob Carlos standing by with Ron Wright and another man he just brought into Smoky Mountain Wrestling, Abdul Hassan.
All right, fans, right now we're here, of course, with legendary manager, Mr. Ron Wright, and Abdul Hassan, who I believe you say is definitely going to collect the bounty on Tracy Smothers.
Let me tell you, I brought this man all the way in here from Baghdad, Iraq. This happens to be Mr. Hussein's nephew himself. He was the commander-in-chief of the Republican Guard. They flew him all the way over here to help me get rid of Tracy Smothers, collect that $20,000, and I tell you, I know why he's going to get the job done. The American troops went over there and bombed them poor little infant baby factories over there, calling them atomic bomb factories, killed them little babies, and they've not even got milk to drink. He's over here on a mercy of mission, raising money to buy them little babies milk, Bob.
Oh, and you think that $20,000 is going to go a long way toward that?
That's going to be a start. We got a lot of other stuff this man's going to be doing over here, going a long way towards getting the Rock rebuilt. But what we're going to take care of today, Tracy Smothers right there in the middle of the ring. When this is all over, these beloved hypocrite wrestling fans around here are liable to see the old honorable beloved Ron Wright walking on water from up over that ring when this man collects that $20,000.
All right, fans. Mr. Ron Wright, Abdul Hassan, and we're going to hear from Dr. Dutch down and dirty when we come back right after this.
Smoky Mountain Wrestling is now offering official merchandise by mail. You can have the excitement of Smoky Mountain super shows like the Volunteer Slam and Fire on the Mountain on videotape. All the weekly SMW TV shows are available on home video, custom made to your order. Be fashionable with SMW t-shirts and baseball caps. Get an autographed photo of your favorite star. For a complete list of items, send a self-addressed stamped envelope to Smoky Mountain Wrestling, P.O. Box 1279, Morristown, Tennessee 37816. Send for your brochure today.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Down and Dirty with Dr. Dutch. I'm Dr. Dutch Mantell, and you're not. Now, my special guest on Down and Dirty with Dutch today, he's not out here with me right now, but he is the WWA currently reigning heavyweight champion, the Suicide Blonde, Chris Candido. Now, he says he don't want to stand out here like a bozo while I go through all this. He wants to be treated like a real world champion, should be treated. So without further ado, hit the music, man. The WWA World's Heavyweight Champion, Chris Candido. WWA Heavyweight Champion, Chris Candido, the Suicide Blonde. Chris, this is your first appearance on Down and Dirty with Dutch. And do I look scholastic or what? Do I look academic out here today with my new diploma and all? But what I want to talk to you about today, Chris, there is some discrimination from Smoky Mountain Wrestling. They're obviously having some reservations about recognizing the WWA title. Now, I want to know your comment. Why is this discrimination going on?
Dutch, I can't understand why there's nothing happening in an organization and these out-of-work coal miners will not recognize my championship as a real world title. You know what's a real world title, don't you? Absolutely. If Dr. Dutch, and he's all astute with you're a graduate, you believe I'm the real world champion. Absolutely. It just goes to show the stupidity of Smoky Mountain Wrestling. This organization already has one lawsuit with sexual discrimination. Yes. I might just take a Class Act lawsuit and sue them for not recognizing the Real World Heavyweight Championship because they're discriminating against me. You know why? Because I'm from New Jersey. And they don't like people from the north down here.
Well, now, see, I've had to put up with these people for years and years and years, and I happen to like New Jersey myself, a lot of good people with that. What do you think is the basis for this discrimination? Why won't they recognize that WWA title?
Well, I'll tell you what, you take a look at me, you've seen me wrestle. I'm Nature Boy Ric Flair and Nature Boy Buddy Rogers all rolled into one, except a little bit better, because I'm a natural blonde. And I think Smoky Mountain Wrestling is just scared to death of having a man to come in and wipe out all their talent, and there'll be nobody left but just me, oh, and you, Dutch.
Yeah, well, let me say one thing. This Thursday night, Hazard, Kentucky, a King of Kentucky tournament. 8 men are in that tournament. You're in it. What are your chances in that tournament?
Well, Dr. Dutch, I don't care about Kentucky. I don't even like being down here. But I tell you what, being a real world champion, I'm going to be the King of Kentucky in Hazard this Thursday. Like a cakewalk, no problem.
Okay, there you heard it. I got to go right now. We're just about out of time. Any parting comments for the Smoky Mountain Wrestling fan?
Only thing I want to say, talk about New Jersey, forget about Bruce Springsteen. Look at the real boss.
There you heard it from the Suicide Blonde, the WWA champion, Chris Candido. Don't go away. We'll be right back in 120 seconds.
If you'd like to raise money for your school, club, or civic organization, and you'd like to see the excitement of Smoky Mountain Wrestling live in your hometown, this message is for you. High school and college athletic departments, sports teams, police and fire departments, JCs, civic groups, or any group wishing to raise money can bring the stars of Smoky Mountain Wrestling to town for a night of action and receive a portion of the receipt. Write to us or call Sandy Scott at 703-989-6819. Smoky Mountain Wrestling and your civic group, an unbeatable tag team.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is for the Beat the Champ TV title. Introducing first, already in the ring, weighing 230 pounds from Raleigh, North Carolina, Robbie Eagle.
Well, there's the music starting there, Bob Cottle, and the Beat the Champ is on his way to the ring, primetime Brian Lee. Now, like you said, just prior to this match, if he does win this match, he will be the first ever Beat the Champ TV champion to retire undefeated. And that means he's got $1,000 plus another $5,000 for this match right now. If he wins, it might take 5 minutes, it might take 10, he may not win at all. But if he does, it's worth $6,000 to primetime Brian Lee.
Let me ask you this, Dutch. What do you think about the luck of the draw here with primetime?
Well, that's destiny, the luck of the draw right there. Let's listen to the ring announcer right now.
And introducing his opponent, weighing 280 pounds from Orlando, Florida, primetime Brian
you could have drawn somebody like Tracy Smothers out of there, or you could have drawn
Dutch Mantell, Dr. Dutch Mantell.
Dr. Dutch Mantell.
I could have drawn Bob Caudle. I could have drawn Dr. Kevorkian.
Yeah, but you came up with
Rush Limbaugh, Bill Clinton. I could have drawn a lot of names, but I drew Robbie Eagle. Now, Robbie Eagle could make Smoky Mountain Wrestling history right now if he stops Brian Lee's win streak. Now, I'm sure that's on Brian Lee's mind. Now, what's happened to Brian Lee in the past, he hasn't really been a clutch ball player. He's a big money ball player, but sometimes he chokes in the clutch. For some of you people who have tuned in lately to Smoky Mountain Wrestling, a little recap on Brian Lee. He was the first ever Smoky Mountain Wrestling heavyweight champion, and now he has Robbie Eagle right there demonstrating some of his amateur moves, but it didn't work on the big man from Orlando, Florida, coming right off the deck and flattening Robbie Eagle.
He's got Lee upset, I think, Dutch.
You know, Brian Lee looks a little bit more aggressive today. A big kick right in the face of Robbie Eagle. Very aggressive today, Brian Lee is.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen him like this, as a matter of fact.
Well, he's going to have to be aggressive. He knows he's got a lot on the line right now. Now, let's say theoretically he wins today and he retires undefeated. That means we'll have two brand new guys next week in this tournament right here, and Brian Lee's name goes back into the hat. And, you know, after next week, the week after, his name could be drawn out of the hat again. He could start it all over with. This is a very good money-making operation for Smoky Mountain wrestlers. They just got to be on top of the game come TV time.
Well, I see you see the break right there. Robbie Eagle made it over the ropes, got a foot across the ropes. Brian Lee had to break it. Both wrestlers now on their feet near the center of the ring. Dutch, while they're out near the center, and Lee now with that wrist lock. Are those Bruise brothers awesome or what?
They are big guys. You know, for those of you who are tuned in late, we are in, like I said, the heart of the Smoky Mountains. We are in Cumberland, Kentucky. So far back in these Smoky Mountains, you've got a pile of sunlight back in here. I came in here today on horseback like I do all the time when I come back to these Smoky Mountain towns. And a little bit about Brian Lee. A big knee off the top, Robbie Eagle. Did he get him? He got him. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Get a good look at him. Primetime Brian Lee, the first ever undefeated beat the champ TV title. He gets $1,000 for his trouble right there, and he gets a $5,000 bonus. So congratulations. I'll give credit where credit's due. Let's go right now to Bob Caudle. He's going to be standing by with the Smoky Mountain Tag Team Champions, the Rock and Roll Express.
All right, fans, here are Smoky Mountain Tag Team Champions, Rock and Roll Express, Ricky and Robert. Ricky, Jim Cornette has got two, awesome guys. These Bruise brothers are something to behold, and they're after rock and roll.
That's right, Bob. Let me start right here. Robert and I have been in every major wrestling organization in the world. We have had the world titles 4 different times. Right. We've had the Smoky Mountain Tag Team Champions 4 different times, and we have faced many teams. But one thing about this team right here, I don't care who they are, bar none. They are the toughest tag team that Robert and I have ever faced in the history of when we've been wrestling. But one thing about it is, the last time when they got in the ring with the Rock and Roll Express, they attacked us. But one thing about it this time, Bruise Brothers, it's going to be face to face. Oh yeah, you might be real big, and you can hit me 20 times, and I might go down every time. But one damn thing about it is, I'm going to be right back up in your face. Because we don't care about your Bruise Brothers. The only reason you're here is because Jimmy Cornette is patting your pockets, baby. But let me tell you, every dog has got his day, and yours is just right around the corner. So bring them on, big boys, because rock and roll, we're here to stay. We're not here to play.
All right, fans, there they are, the Smoky Mountain Tag Team Champions, rock and roll. We're going to be back. We're going to have our big main event right after this.
Smoky Mountain Wrestling is now offering official merchandise by mail. You can have the excitement of Smoky Mountain Super shows like the Volunteer Slam and Fire on the Mountain on videotape. All the weekly SMW TV shows are available on home video, custom made to your order. Be fashionable with SMW t-shirts and baseball caps. Get an autographed photo of your favorite star. For a complete list of items, send a self-addressed stamped envelope to Smoky Mountain Wrestling, P.O. Box 1279, Morristown, Tennessee, 37816. Send for your brochure today.
Fans, before we go to the ring for our bounty match, let's hear these words from White Lightning Tim Horner about his title match with Tracy Smothers to take place in Morristown, Tennessee on July 2nd.
You know, I'm real excited about getting the opportunity to wrestle Tracy Smothers for the Smoky Mountain heavyweight title right there in my hometown, Morristown, Tennessee. But you know, there's been a lot of people trying to stir up a lot of things between Tracy Smothers and myself. But one thing's for sure, Tracy Smothers, It's going to be a good match. It's going to be a clean match, and it's going to be an honest match. I guarantee you that. But one thing, Tracy, we're going to have to put the friendship aside in this one because it's for all the marbles. Right there in my hometown, Morristown, Tennessee, July the 2nd, Super Summer Spectacular. I'll see you in Morristown.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a $20,000 bounty match. Introducing first, at a weight of 238 pounds, from Baghdad, Iraq, Abdul Hassan.
Picking down in Jacksonville. People down in Georgia come from near and far to hear Richard Best picking on that red guitar. So get around, children, get down. Well, just get down, children, get down. Well, you can be loud, yeah, and be proud. And you can be proud, yeah.
And his opponent, weighing 236 pounds, from Springfield, Tennessee, the wild-eyed Southern boy, Tracy Smothers.
We got a visitor in there. Tammy Fitch is in the ring right now.
All right, here's Tammy Fitch. What's she doing in there, Dutch?
She looks very stunning today, I'll say that.
Tracy, I've been here for several weeks now, and I think I'm beginning to understand you cute little Southern boys. You like to do your hunting and your fishing and watch Andy Griffith on TV, and you don't need to be wearing that cute little hat about this bounty thing. I mean, with all these people after you, you need someone a little bit smarter than you are to schedule your matches and watch out for you. And, you know, all you have to do is sign a contract with me, and you won't have to worry that cute little head about anything.
Ma'am, lately I have been nothing but nice to you, but as you can see, I've got problems. I've got people after me. Now, they say that beauty is skin deep, and there's no doubt you're a beautiful woman, but then ugly's to the bone. But if you won't get down to that bone, you're so ugly, you look like you fell off the ugly tree and hit every branch. Now get out of here, I got things to do.
Whoa!
My heavens.
Wait a minute. It looks like Tammy Fitch has had that door slammed in her face one more time.
She's irate about it, too.
She's making her way over here, Bob. Get out of the way. She is hot.
One thing about it, Dutch, she sure didn't study on how to win friends and influence people, Ed Wellesley, no doubt about that.
Well, first of all, we never said Tracy Smothers was the smartest guy in the world. But however, you know, the best 5 years of Tracy Smothers' life, 8th grade. That was the best 5 years of his life. And we're back here in the Smoky Mountains, not noted for being mental giants back here. Like I said, they got a pipe sunlight in here. Now, Tammy Fitch, of course, has met denial after rejection after rejection. The Rock and Roll Express has turned her down. Tim Horner, Brian Lee, now Tracy Smothers, they've all turned her down. So, I don't know. Maybe she will give up, maybe she won't. But as long as she's got that sexual discrimination lawsuit against Smoky Mountain Wrestling, it may be a different story. Right now, Tracy Smothers in the ring against a man from Iraq. Of course, like I said, has bad feelings against the U.S. government because of the United States intervention in Iraq a couple years ago.
It don't matter to Tracy. Look at that wild-eyed Southern boy. I tell you, he's a one-man army when you put him in that ring, Dutch. And I think Abdul Hassan and Ron Wright both now are probably thinking that maybe they've bitten off a little more than they can chew.
Wait a minute. Tammy Fitch making her way back over to the desk.
Give her your mic there a minute.
This is the last straw. Nobody has ever talked to me the way these male chauvinistic pig high school dropouts like Horner, the Rock and Roll Express, and now this Jethro Bodine lookalike. I mean, I am a member of one of the finest families in New England, and we hire people like this to do our gardening. No man turns down Tammy Fitch. He will be sorry he didn't take his chance.
Ooh-wee. She's steaming, Dutch.
Boy, she is really hot. But, you know, being as mad as she is, she still winked at me, Bob. She likes me. I can tell.
Only a count of two as Tracy had Hussein's shoulder to the mat for two. Oh, that suplex, and that hurt. Boy, Smothers hit. Well, they both, I think, landed on their head. Well, wrestlers from all over the world are calling. They're wanting to collect that bounty on Tracy Smothers. And Dutch, tonight in Johnson City, it's Kevin Sullivan. Now, Sullivan, you know him. Gosh, that guy, when you talk about wild, unbelievable individuals, Sullivan heads the list, the master. He's interrupted his world tour to be in Johnson City tonight. We also understand that a former NWA World Heavyweight Champion has contacted Smoky Mountain Wrestling, and that's all we know about it at this time. But they're coming from everywhere.
You know, did you say about Killer Kyle and Cornette? Cornette's trying to even get Killer Kyle. If Hussein doesn't win this bounty today and put Tracy Smothers out of action, Jim Cornette is working behind the scenes. See, this is what I get paid for, Bob. I'm getting paid for telling the people what goes on behind the scenes. He is working to get Killer Kyle a spot trying to go after Tracy Smothers. Now, this Thursday night coming up in Hazard, Kentucky, fans, for all you fans there watching Channel 57, King of Kentucky 8-man tournament this Thursday night. And I think Tracy, and if he survives today, he'll be in that tournament, and Kyle's going to be in that tournament too.
That's going to be a wild one. Right now, he's got his hands full with that dude. And Smothers hits the mat and hits it hard. Right around the throat now with a choke comes Abdul Hussein. And I think he got the wrist. I can't really see his hands, Dutch. I think they were right around the throat of Tracy Smothers as he was choking him. Good move. He's rolled him up. He's got him stuck. Only a count of one.
Well, this Hussein, I've heard a lot about him, but as he's demonstrating in the ring right now, does know a little bit about scientific wrestling, and right now he's just having his way with Tracy Smothers. Now, in Tracy Smothers' defense, he's had a lot of problems here by trying to hold on to this Smoky Mountain title. Even a little problem with Tim Horner, and I call Tim Horner the saboteur because I think Tim Horner may be working his own personal agenda against Tracy Smothers. Of course, we know Horner, he would like to be Smoky Mountain Heavyweight Champion too, but right now only one man can hold it, and that's Tracy Smothers.
Hussein now with a chin hold on Tracy Smothers, and that's the reverse. He's got good pressure on Smothers. He's taking a pounding here, breathing pretty hard in there right now, Dutch.
Well, I think what it is, first of all, Tammy Fitz got in the ring. That threw him off. Now, I don't know, Ron Wright may even have something to do with that. Tammy Fitz coming out. You see, you always got to look below the surface. What seems to be on top, you go down a couple of levels, and there's a motive behind all these things. So Ron Wright could possibly have something to do with Tammy Fitz coming to the ring to throw Tracy Smothers' concentration off. Tracy Smothers, of course, entering the ring knowing $20,000 is on his head, so he can't afford to make even the least mistake. And sometimes when you concentrate on not making a small mistake, you make a big one, and sometimes that big one turns out to be your downfall.
Well, you and I...
See, I'm a doctor of philosophy, Bob. I understand things like that.
You and I, we have followed Ron Wright for a long, long time, and this guy has got the determination of an elephant. He's not going to give up. And I'd hate to have someone like Ron Wright after me if I was Tracy Smothers. Smothers came right down on the knees. Hussein got him up right into the midsection, and now it's Smothers who's down near the center of the ring, and he's hurt, and he's hurting bad. Well, as Abdul Hussein is over in the corner, what's he going to do from this point?
He had a little momentum going and sort of tried to keep it going, and that wasn't really a big mistake. It was a small one, but sometimes, like I said, those small ones add up.
Here's Hussein right back to the attack. He's got Smothers now draped across the rope, all of his weight right down across the throat and the back of the head as Smothers was in the rope. He's back quick to the attack. This guy will stay after you. Rolled him up in a small package. Only a count of two, and he kicked out. Almost had him, Dutch.
We've seen some new guys here in Smoky Mountain Wrestling today. Of course, the big Bruise brothers, Ron and Don Harris, the mystery team, or the former mystery team of Jim Cornette. We've seen Abdul Hassan making his debut on Smoky Mountain Wrestling in the ring right now in a $20,000 bounty match against Tracy Smothers. Smoky Mountain Wrestling on the move. Of course, the newcomer to Smoky Mountain Wrestling, Chris Candido. So a lot of new people in Smoky Mountain. And another Smothers coming back, and a gut shot to Hussein.
Well, then he got that foot again right up into the midsection. Now he's going to whip him with the Irish whip across. There's the elbow.
Hussein down. Ron Wright giving him advice or giving him something.
Wait a minute. Looks like Wright gave wait, he's got some kind of powder, but he missed it. It was powder, and it went all into the eyes of the referee.
The referee.
Tracy Smothers ducked right under it. Here's Smothers, who scoops him up with a power slam.
We got
has him to the
company.
mat. Wait a minute. Here
We
comes
got
the
company.
Dirty White Boy.
Dirty White Boy coming off the top rope. He
But he missed it. Smothers saw him and got right out from under him with a standing drop kick.
Another referee in. 1, 2, 3.
Now the White Boy goes after Smothers.
White Boy back in.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, the Wild Southern Boy, Tracy Smothers.
Tracy's fighting for his life right now.
Well, he won the war, but he may lose this battle, or he won the battle and might lose the war, Dutch.
And
There's a wild one in there right now.
They're all over Smothers now. He goes to shoot White Boy in for another power slam. Gets met with a DDT for his trouble.
Hussein's going to hold him, and you see the Dirty White Boy just kicking and stomping away at him. One referee down. He's got a face full of some kind of powder. Here comes Tim Horner.
Now here comes Tim Horner.
All right, Dutch, we're going to get out of here. Let's see if we can get some kind of order restored.
Okay, well, they've cleared the ring. Wait a minute, they bumped in. Look out.
Wait a minute. Hey, they almost squared off.
Oh, they almost squared off. Some bad blood against
Horner
these
and
guys,
Smothers.
too.
Hey, it's pretty ironic, you know, that they're going to be battling for the title July 2nd in Morristown, and they almost squared off right here.
All right, fans, we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Wrestling fans, Smoky Mountain Wrestling will be in Fleming, Neon, Kentucky at Roy T. Reeser Gym or the football field, rain or shine, on Friday, July the 9th at 8 p.m. with the Summer Blast 93 Tour. Council, Virginia, Council High School, Monday, June the 28th at 7 p.m. 10 matches, all seats only $6 in Council. Feds Creek, Kentucky, Feds Creek High School, Friday, June the 25th at 8 p.m. Barberville, Kentucky, Smoky Mountain Wrestling coming back to the Knox Central High School, Saturday, July 3rd at 8 p.m. with a triple tag team night. Bullet Bob Armstrong will be in Barberville. Hazard, Kentucky, Memorial Gym this Thursday, June the 24th at 7:30 p.m. It's a one-night tournament for the King of Kentucky title at the Memorial Gym. In that title match, Tracy Smothers, Chris Candido, Bobby Blaze, Tim Horner, Killer Kyle, Jimmy Golden, Primetime Brian Lee, and the Dirty White Boy, all vying for the King of Kentucky title.
That's right. You know, they couldn't have a tournament anywhere in the world unless a Dirty White Boy was in it. Now they're going to crown the King of Kentucky. Well, I'll be honest with you, I really don't want to be the King of Kentucky. Chances are when they give me whatever it is, whatever the big prize is, if it's money, I'll stick it in my hip pocket. If it's a trophy, if it's a belt, I'll probably throw it off the nearest bridge into the lake because I just don't like Kentucky and I just don't like the people of Kentucky. But gentlemen, to win, am I correct? You have to win 3 matches that night? A cakewalk for me, baby. A cakewalk. And when it's all said and done, there will be one King of Kentucky, and you're looking at him.
Smoky Mountain Wrestling in Hazard, Kentucky Memorial Gym, the Heavenly Bodies against Scott and Steve Armstrong.
Let me tell you something, Armstrongs. This Thursday night, I'm going to make it short and sweet. You talk about pig-faced Mama Cornette. Well, here's your pigs right here. That's your mother, your girlfriends, and your whole stinking family. And right there in Hazard, Kentucky, where the women also look like this, the Heavenly Bodies are going to finish you off once and for all. You're not going to make it till your old man gets back because we're going to finish the job in Hazard.
All right, fans, and with us right now, here he is, Primetime Brian Lee, the first one to retire undefeated as our television champion. Not only this week did he win another $1,000, but a $5,000 bonus Brian Lee taking with him for being our undefeated television champion. Brian, I know that's a big, big success story for you, and I know you're very, very happy about that.
Exactly right, Bob. $5,000 undefeated.
Brian, I know this is your interview time, buddy, but I got something to say. Hey, Dirty White Boy, you could stick that $20,000 bounty where the sun don't shine, man. I've been in this sport for 10 years. I've been in every kind of match conceivable to man. You want to send a bunch of cronies after me because you can't get the job done? That's fine and dandy. Just like I told WCW in Atlanta, Georgia, they can stick that young pistol name where the sun don't shine. I'm telling you the same deadgum thing. I'm a southern-born, southern-bred thoroughbred. Guaranteed not to rust, bust, collect dust, bend, break, or splinter. Born on a mountain and raised in a cave. And it'll be a cold day in July, Bob Cottle, before any nothing happening stinking
dirty white trash or any goofy bounty hunters puts this old country boy down. I'm American by birth. I'm Southern by the grace of God. The South is going to rise again. Again, Brian, I'm very sorry. Good luck to you, man. I just had something I had to say.
Well, fans, I know you can see and you can tell that he's really upset, and I think he has plenty of reason to be upset. And Brian, we talked about you winning at $5,000. I know you're happy about that, but I think you got to be proud of him too, the way he's handling these bounty hunters, right?
Yeah, right.
Well, that's all we get from Primetime Brian Lee fans. Next week, right here, we're going to have another exciting, action-packed hour for you on Smoky Mountain Wrestling. And until then, so long for now.